Jeff, have you been working out? Because you're going to have to do some heavy lifting for this podcast.
Because you didn't do a lot of prep?
I have a couple of things, but I don't have a lot to talk about today. Did you?
I did my homework.
Okay, good. Thanks for doing that for me.
In fact, I want to start with this one. So I meant to bring this up last week and just totally forgot. So I told you while I was on vacation, we did karaoke.
Yes.
And I even told you somebody karaoke to Baby Shark.
Yes.
I came across this question. I thought, what if you and I had to do karaoke together? What song would we karaoke to?
Karaoke songs are hard.
They are.
We were considering this last time. Well, when I was in Oregon, some other people did karaoke. We didn't, but we couldn't figure out what song because that's the hard part.
So as a duo, I mean, what would you do? Like, Don't Go Breaking My Heart?
I mean, there's all the... Love Shack is a duo. There's the one from Greece. People do that one a lot. I don't know. What do you think we'd be best at?
See, that's what I was trying to figure out. And in my head, I'm going, no, that like I thought about if you and I tried to do that Elton John, Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I'm not sure how that would go.
No, we might need to stick with Love Shack.
I think
you could handle the Love Shack.
I think we could make everybody laugh if we did Islands in the Stream.
Laugh, yes.
I really do.
I don't think they'd stick with it long. No, that'd be pretty far into the night. We'd have to get everybody pretty drunk.
So you really think we should lean into the Love Shack?
I know I can hit the tin roof rusted because I've done it before.
If you see a faded sign at the side of the road. So you think we can pull it off?
Love Shack! Although, should we switch parts? That'd make it even better.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I could hit that Love Shack. I don't think I'd hit that tin roof.
Tin roof rusted?
No,
oh,
man.
That's the fun of the karaoke, though. You got to mix it up. Everybody likes a bad karaoke, right?
All right. Well, if you want to hear us do this, we need lots of money.
Was there Dirty Dancing or something where like maybe I can jump, you can catch me? We can make it a whole performance.
We can do a whole performance.
Do this. Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna go with that, the whole performance, we could do the Whole New World from Aladdin.
Yeah. We'd have to get the costumes.
Yeah. I don't know about this.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing karaoke. I think everybody's safe.
When we were there, we got to talking about this, and I went, man, I don't know what Rachel and I would do.
Well, did you figure out what you and Janet would do?
Yeah, we figured out we're not doing it.
Sonny and Cher. Sonny and Cher.
I got you, babe. Oh, you can do Cher.
I was talking about you and Janet, but sure, we can do that too. I have been doing Cher for a while, so.
And all I have to do is sound real nasally to be Sonny, right? I don't know, baby.
Wow.
Okay, fine.
I think nobody wants us to do karaoke.
All right, well then move on. You didn't like my deal. I thought that was pretty funny, actually.
No, I think it's a good question. At least we've kicked around some ideas if we get ourselves in that situation where we need to do some karaoke.
Yeah. Like I said, we get a lot of money that we could donate to a charity. Maybe we'll do a karaoke.
We could. Yeah, for charity, I would.
Money talks.
I don't know that people want to pay. Maybe they'd pay to not.
Hey, there's that. I would do that too. I would
put
one together. Yeah, just for that. Yes.
One thing that I did have on my list is that I can't give you an update on my pottery class. I can't because it wasn't last Friday.
We actually talked about this on the radio.
We did. I don't know how many people caught it,
right.
But just the brief update. I was kind of on the struggle bus and I showed up for class and she was like, oh, yeah, that starts next week. So this Friday, when you're hearing this podcast, I'll be going to a pottery class then. Maybe? I don't know. Talking to her directly and I looked at the website myself. So I think I got it right. The 11th is the first class, but we'll see.
With Rach, you never know.
It gave me a week to prep.
Because that was a whole struggle that you had. You didn't have the pottery class that you thought you were going to have. You didn't have the movie night with family and friends that you thought you were going to have.
I thought I was going to have a really fun Friday, and it turns out I actually had nothing to do at all except for drive places and then drive back home. And take the wrong exits.
And take the wrong exits to get to a work thing. So, yeah. We're hoping this weekend's better for you.
We'll see. No guarantees. But I've been watching The Great Pottery Throwdown as prep for my pottery class so I can remember. And Sgraffito, nope, didn't get that right. But it wasn't a pasta dish. It's just not what you use to attach things. You use it to decorate things.
I didn't even know there was a pottery throwdown thing to watch.
It's on Max if you want to see it.
For real?
Yeah, they do all sorts of different challenges. They do a different, like Reiki, where you can... You put it into a box and you can throw like different kind of like materials on it, and it creates different patterns on it when it burns onto the The paint.
Wow.
It's pottery's cool, man.
I am not trying to say pottery's not cool. I really do admire
You're just
people
calling
that
me a nerd.
No, I'm not. I think it's funny though that you're watching a show that I didn't even know existed.
Well, that's what made me originally interested in it. And then I kept going on about it. And my friends booked me a wheel throwing class for my birthday. And I really enjoyed that hour and a half. So now I'm going to do a bunch more.
Throwdown.
Assuming I can make it to the class on the right day
Yeah, on
at
the
the right time.
day and right time. And
No guarantees.
hang on. Next week, maybe we'll have an update, or maybe we won't.
We'll see. People are on their edge of the seat, the edge of their seats about it, I'm sure.
This one just came to me yesterday because I just did something that I've not ever really got to experience. Have you ever had microwave food that's actually better than some restaurants?
Well, is it because the microwave food's really good or the restaurant's really bad?
That's what I don't know. I tried some microwavable cheese enchiladas yesterday. Okay.
Do you remember the brand?
Amy's, I believe.
I love Amy's enchiladas. Yeah, she got the black bean ones too. They're
And
good.
was blown away.
No,
I was
Amy's
like,
is really good.
this is better than some big time restaurants I've eaten at.
Amy's is. Not
So,
to-
I mean, so it kind of blew my mind. And I thought, we're talking about podcasting. I got to ask you, have you ever had microwavable food that's better than restaurants? And I'm really not trying to slam restaurants. What I'm really, I guess, is surprised about was how good the microwavable food was.
Amy's is really good. Marie Callender's has some good microwavable meals.
Oh, you know what? Their pot pies are really good.
Their pot pies are
Yes.
good. They've got like a beef and broccoli that I think is pretty good. I think that's the one I used to get. I haven't got a microwave meal in a long time.
Well, see, I hadn't either. I just thought I'm going to try it.
And to be honest with you, because I grew up on them, even
Uh-huh.
some of the ones that you're like, I know this isn't good, I kind of still like them.
Right.
Not to throw anybody under the bus, El Chorito, but
I loved El Chorito.
they're good. I
sorry,
don't know
I
that they
did.
actually are.
They're probably horrible, but I
but-
loved them.
But I really like. I still like El Choritos. I don't know. I don't know that they're better than restaurant quality, but I have an affinity for those.
Well, isn't it Swanson that does the lasagna?
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, they do a good lasagna. Stouffer's.
Stouffer's, that's it. Thank you. I knew it was an S.
Lasagna's pretty
And
good.
their lasagna that's microwavable is like restaurant quality.
Marie Callender's veggie lasagna, excellent.
Never tried it.
It's very good. I used to do that because lasagna is such a task to
It
try to put
is,
together
yeah.
with all the layers. I ain't doing that. Now I'm like, whatever, pasta's pasta. I just put all of the lasagna stuff into a pasta
And call it
and then
good.
throw it into the oven once I cook it. Throw it in there for like 10 minutes to get it all crispy done.
I just had to ask because I was like, as I'm eating it yesterday, I'm going, I got to ask Rachel about this because it was so good.
Okay, Art, since that led me down a rabbit hole about kind of things I ate in childhood, what were your favorite like as a kid, your favorite snack? What'd you come home and have?
One of the things that always comes to mind, like instantaneously when people ask me this, and I know you're going to think I'm just the craziest thing ever. Well, but we already know that. So we used to go to the Wonder Hostess thrifty bakery shop or whatever it was, thrift shop.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd buy a ton of the Hostess fruit pies. Then we'd throw them into the deep freeze that we kept out in the garage.
Yeah.
Well, while we were out playing in the yard and doing everything, when we would get hungry, we'd run home, open the deep freeze, and eat a frozen pie. And I got to tell you, they're almost better. Every time I bring this up, I want to go buy one and freeze it because
So
they're
they're
good.
not just like rock hard.
No, I mean, you have to have that setting to where they're not. And if they were, you'd let them thaw just a little because you want them just a little bit frozen. But the cherry, the blueberry, I mean, really, right now I want one. I really should do
Can you
this.
even get those? The
I don't
Hostess
know
ones
that,
anymore?
I don't know that you can get them, and they've changed, because Hostess kind of went out of business
Right.
and came back, and they're not the same. But oh gosh, Rach, they were. It's just a great memory. I mean, I'm like my mouth's watering right now because it was so much fun.
I'm trying to think of the things that we ate a lot. You know what I like that's not good?
Okay, what?
Those Hormel tamales in a can.
Oh my God, you are killing me. You
Man, I
and
don't
my
know.
wife.
I don't know.
If you say you love those and you ate hominy with it, you and Janet
Ooh,
are
it
the
would.
same
Hominy
person.
would be good with it.
Oh
We
my
didn't
gosh.
get that because it would only be me and Mom. Dave and Dad aren't going to touch it. But yeah, those Dad used to put chili on top of them and some cheese and then throw them in a casserole dish, put them in the oven. Oh yeah, baby. I know they're not good. You can see the
Ugh.
grease on top of them when you open them.
Okay, the tamales aren't as horrible, but I'm telling you, the night that Janet thought this would be the coolest thing to make me her favorite childhood dish and the
Yeah.
hominy and the tamales, Oh, Rach, it was bad.
Tell
It was-
Janet she can invite me over.
Okay, I will. 'Cause you guys are the same person.
We'll have a can of tamales together and some mama. That sounds pretty good to me.
That
You
is
can make yourself a
disgusting.
PBJ cheese and bologna.
Peanut butter and bologna and honey and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Fine. Make fun of mine.
Don't judge us.
Oh. Okay.
Ours is like they put it in a can. People are expected to eat it like this is.
So yeah, like just because they stuck a whole chicken in a can, that's supposed to be good. Yeah.
Oh, gross. Okay, that's a good point. That chicken. Oh.
All right. I came across another thing. And it happened. You were sitting next to me. So you remember a couple of weeks ago we were having a business Zoom team,
Yes.
Skype, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And it got me thinking. Now it didn't happen during this meeting, but have you been on meetings where people turn their camera off?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of understand at one point that maybe they're doing it because, they're not on, it's somebody else. But as soon as I see somebody do that, I'm like, what are they doing? Are they doing some kind of weird naked dance that they don't want us to see? I mean, what are they doing when they turn that camera off?
They could be up to anything. Sometimes it is because I am doing, or I stop paying attention, or something like that. I don't want people to know that I'm distracted doing
Zoned
other
out?
things. Yes. Why else might I turn it off?
I mean, I get muting.
I'm moving around. Like if I'm on a Zoom call, like a group, and I'm using my phone for it, and I know that I'm moving around a lot, I'll turn my camera off because I just know it's distracting if you have everybody's faces up. They're like, what is that person doing? They're like getting in and out of their car or whatever.
Hadn't thought of that.
What do you think they're up to, Jeff?
Well, that's what I said. My first thought goes,
taking a dump?
no, my first thought was they're doing some kind of like naked dance or underwear dance.
Why would they have it on? Turn it off and then get naked.
I don't
Why
know.
would you ever even turn it off?
Why does my brain go where it goes, even with like, would you rather? I'm an oddity, okay?
What's going on in the Zoom call that halfway through, they're like, I need to get naked. I just can't take it anymore.
But why are you turning your camera on? That's what I'm thinking. It's like, boom, you know what? I'm going to dance around in my underwear like Tom Cruise. I mean, why are you turning it off?
Well, people working from home, maybe a kid came in, they're asking stuff.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. I get muting the microphone, but why do you got to turn your camera off?
Maybe just what's going on in your room is distracting. I don't know. Maybe you had to go pee. I have turned it off for that before because I'm like, I'm walking in here.
You could leave the camera on.
While I'm peeing?
But listen, if you're using their phone, leave your phone wherever, and then you go pee and then come back, but mute the microphone.
So, if you're on a Zoom call and you see me walking around and you see my face and all of a sudden I've set you up on a thing and I get lower, then I stand up.
You know what?
You're going to know exactly.
No.
It's going to look like a bathroom back in there. You're going to know.
You were taking this too far. I did not mean take the phone to the bathroom with you.
What are you're just supposed to set it somewhere and walk off?
I'd rather see a wall and not hear anything and at least know you're there instead of a blank screen.
But then I'm not there. Then I'm not because they're like, she walked away.
But I feel like you're there.
But you know for sure I'm not because it's just an empty.
Here's the honest truth. I know we all zone out during these meetings, okay? Because you're like, another meeting. I don't want to do this.
Yes.
But when you black screen me, now you've called more attention, for me anyway, to you because, okay, what are you doing? You don't have the decency just to sit and listen? You know what I'm saying?
But you'd rather me take the phone to the bathroom?
No, that's not what I meant. No. So what I had envisioned is you were like, on your sofa or whatever. I mean, I don't know where you're doing the meetings, and you just leave your phone sitting there at the sofa and you mute it and you go take care of business and come back and then you're back. Here's the thing.
Then people know you're not there though. Yeah, and they don't know what you walked off to do.
But they at least probably figured, they had to go to the bathroom and they'll excuse that.
Or maybe I'll just be like, they just needed to be logged into the call. And they checked that box.
Okay, this is.
I don't know. I don't know why people do what they do, Jeff. But you can assume the worst of them.
I still like the fact they're doing an underwear dance, or maybe I'm just telling on myself what I do.
Why do you feel the need to dance in your underwear halfway through a professional Zoom call? That's my question. I have bigger questions.
Here's the thing. You know me. If I'm going to actually do that, I'm going to leave the camera on and go full Tom Cruise.
This is true. You have no shame.
Yep, you're right.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Do you want to pivot and kind of get serious for a minute?
Is this your last one?
No, this isn't my last one, but
Okay.
we are just days away from the anniversary of the
Of the
Oklahoma City
memorial.
bombing.
Yeah.
And I just thought in our podcast sometimes, we do get serious.
We do.
Can you believe it's been 30 years?
No.
I
was in 4th grade, I believe, 3rd or 4th.
So this is one of those events that you literally remember exactly where you were.
Yes.
Did you, where you were at school, did you feel the explosion?
I don't know if I'm remembering this properly. I don't know that we felt it or heard. I mean, I think that we had some idea, or the building shook a little bit or so. Like it was just like and we all kind of went on. And then teachers came in and started telling us what had happened. They started wheeling TVs in. We all went into the cafeteria to kind of watch what was going on. My dad worked at what is now Crow and Dunlevy, or it's also a Kitchen 324 is in that building.
Yeah.
Like it's right
in
next
that area
to where the trade center was. So my dad was very, very close to it. So that became alarming because phone lines were down, things like that. Couldn't get a hold of him for a while. He ended up being fine. It totaled his car though. But yeah, that was a very scary afternoon for everybody.
One of the reasons I bring it up is there is a good Nat Geo docuseries. And
it's got your voice in it, right?
Oh, I wasn't going to say that, but thank you. Yeah, I'm at the very front. You can hear me say good morning. There's a scene where they are interviewing Governor Keating at the time, and you can actually see our magic van in the background.
Yeah, you were out there.
We were one of the first ones on the scene. I know a lot of people say that, and you probably don't believe me, but we were there early enough that I stepped over the axle that they later found that actually led them to find the truck and find Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah.
And it was one of those days that I still can't believe. I mean, 30 years removed. My oldest son had just been born a month prior to that. And to think about all those kids in that daycare. I mean, I remember after reporting on it all day, I went home and all I did was hold Luke.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring it up because even for folks that are listening, I don't know where you're listening. You may be local, you may not. Man, it's good that we still remember this because we can't afford to forget stuff like this. And I know, Twin Towers happened too, but this is still, for a domestic terror event, the worst disaster in U.S. history.
Yeah, it is. It's part of the city now.
Yes.
It is defined part of the city, and I think we've used it for resilience. Oklahomans, I mean, they talk about the Oklahoma standard. It gets joked about a lot, but I mean, when things like that happen, you really saw Oklahomans come together. If you're ever in Oklahoma City, if you're not from here, and even if you are, if you haven't been to the memorial, I recommend that you do that.
Yeah.
It's I think it's just an important thing to understand, to really, and because the objects are there to like physically see. You've probably heard about the bombing if you've been, but to actually go through and see the faces of the people that we lost, it's really, really moving.
Yeah. And I really encourage you to catch that Nat Geo docuseries, not just because, as Rachel mentioned, my voice. No, that's not why. It's just very well done.
Yes.
President Clinton, they talked to him. They talked to Governor Key. It is very well done, and I highly recommend watching it.
And it's interesting. Most people listen to us every morning. They just hear us tell fart jokes. Occasionally we do. We do have an essential job that's very important work. You were one of the first people out there to kind of tell people what was going on.
We went from a music station to a news station in a nanosecond.
And you stayed that for quite a while.
Yes.
So, kudos for you. I can't imagine. I haven't been in radio in a time where that's been my responsibility to kind of deliver that information to the public. But that is, it's
something I never thought I would be doing.
Day we will all remember here in Oklahoma.
Now we can kind of pivot back to more of what we are normally doing.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this, but it's just one of those mind-blowing things to me. Did you see the story where scientists say that they have now resurrected direwolves?
Yeah, I just briefly saw that. I didn't read into it. Should we be bringing back direwolves?
See, you're going exactly where I went. So if you're not familiar, do a quick search for direwolf, or if you're a Game of Thrones fan.
I was going to say, that's the only reason I knew it.
That's why I think everybody knows. The scientists have created pups by using ancient DNA, cloning, and gene editing technology. And then they used some of the gray wolf that is currently around to come up with this. First of all, this sounds so Jurassic Park.
That's why.
Have we not learned from Hollywood?
This is what I'm saying.
And then it gets even worse. The company, which is called Colosso Bioscience, says they're also planning on resurrecting the dodo bird and the woolly mammoth.
The woolly mammoth. Wow. Okay. It'd be cool to see those things. I'm not going to lie and be like, it wouldn't be freaking awesome to see a dodo bird or something like that. But I think we need to trust nature to understand what was best for our survival. I mean, things went extinct probably for a reason. And it could very much affect an environment to start bringing things back that are gone. I don't know that this is a good idea.
Well, and see, you had the same response that I did. And I literally did it. Did you not learn anything from watching? Yes, it's a fictional movie, but now you're stepping into this fictional world and making it real. Did we not learn this is not maybe the best idea because God has a plan for certain things and those animals weren't supposed to be here?
There's the ecosystem. Like when they talk about even the danger of losing a certain type of insect or something like that. Remember the thing with the bees?
Yes.
Like it's a huge, one animal can affect a lot in the ecosystem. And now we're trying to bring back 3, 4, 5 animals that have been extinct and get them back out there. Like, I don't think this is a good idea.
And the scary thing is exactly so if we're doing this, where do we stop? You know, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep
once
going.
They figure out how to do it, why would you? If you don't have a qualm with bringing these back, if you just think how cool, which I understand that perspective too, because honestly, that's kind of awesome.
I agree.
Kind of awesome.
It is kind of awesome that you get to see it. So I get
and
that
science,
side of it.
Science is amazing that you could do that. I just don't think it's probably the best idea.
But I'm telling you right now, if they have success with woolly mammoth, they will go after, I hope not one of the man-eaters, but they'll go after a dinosaur.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you can, you will.
I guess so.
I don't know.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Yikes.
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, speaking of dinosaurs, this is a weird seg.
Okay.
I want to talk about this app that I've been into. Birds or dinosaur descendants. That's my seg here. Because I'm kind of obsessed now with this Merlin Bird ID app.
Okay.
Okay. What you do is you can record sounds. You go outside, you have it record whatever's going on around you. It'll pick out the birds that are around you and tell you what birds are around you.
What?
And it will isolate their calls. So like when you play it back, let's see if I can play any of these. When you play it back, like when the bird is making a noise, it'll like light up that bird. Hold on, I gotta turn this up. But see how it's lighting up like the different birds?
Yes.
Squeaking at you. So in my yard, I think I had like 16 different species of birds that were just around my house making noise.
What is this app?
It's called Merlin Bird ID.
Merlin Bird ID?
I'm telling you, like, I think we've discussed this on the podcast before, and I said someday I'm going to get into birding. I can feel it. This has made it so easy for me where I don't even have to see the freaking bird to mark it on a list. They even have a bird of the day for your region that you're supposed to look for.
No.
Like I went out to my friend Chad and I, who told me about this. We went out to Romano's and he was getting all the birds out there. And I was like, oh man, it's so great just to collect birds.
Is that it?
Merlin Bird ID. Yep,
okay,
by Cornell
I'm going to get
Lab.
it. I'm going to try it now because, wow.
When you're sitting out in the backyard, just set that phone down, let it record for a while, and you'll be like, whoa, I have all these birds around me. Then you'll start looking for the birds, and you can listen to their individual calls. So then when you hear it, you can be that bird nerd that's like, oh, what is my favorite one? A yellow-tailed warbler or something like that. What was it? I have a great-tailed grackle. Oh, no, it was a yellow-rumped warbler. These birds have great names.
They really do.
I got song sparrows. I got a grackle, which apparently are jerks. See, all of my friends
grackles.
now.
I know grackles are jerks.
My whole trivia team has downloaded this, and we're all like, hey, Blue Jay's the bird of the day. Did you get it?
I love the fact that you love the warbler because that almost describes you, especially when you're walking and trying not to twist ankles and
Call
stuff.
me a warbler.
You're a warbler.
I really think I'm more of a yellow-rumped warbler, to be specific.
Okay, if that's what you want to go with.
Maybe more of a white-rumped.
Is it
You're
time
a
for us
no-rumped warbler.
Is it time for us to do the question thingy?
Yeah, it is, but I didn't get him out first.
All right, so we're going to stall a little bit. My, the Wi-Fi here must be really good because it's still downloading.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
The little blue dot hasn't moved at all.
We are all going to become bird friends. I wonder if you can like find friends on this app and then you can all like see like what birds you're finding.
Hey, here's how many I got in my backyard. How many you got in your backyard?
Listen, when I was at trivia yesterday, Chad was like, can you send me that recording? I want to hear the birds that you found. It really is a thing. We're a bunch of bird nerds now. It's full on. But you're gonna jump on the train too. And so our listeners, once they get this,
I shouldn't say download it. I'm trying to download it.
You're in the process, but it'll be done in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
With this Wi-Fi.
You want me to do this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
What is a gift someone gave you that you'll never forget?
Did anything just immediately jump out to you?
Well, I think because this can be good or bad, and it's a laughable thing in our family now, but it was a sweater my mom gave me that was so itchy. If you've seen the episode of Big Bang Theory where Leonard had to wear the itchy sweater and he was that was me. And I'll never forget it. In fact, it's become a joke to where when mom's, talking to us, we're talking about gifts. I'm like, just not a sweater this year. And it's been going on for 20 plus years.
So it's the sweater.
Yeah,
wow. Okay. Mine wasn't a physical thing. When everything was shut down for COVID, it might have even been 2021. I don't know. But everything was still kind of shut down. My friends threw me a birthday party at a theater that my cousin was running at the time. So everything was shut down and they just rented out the place for me and threw me a birthday party and we watched some Boy Meets World episodes on the big screen.
Get out.
It was a lot of fun. That was really, really thoughtful.
That's actually a great idea.
Especially because, at that I was just missing all of my people. So they invited my closest people and my family and we had the whole theater to ourselves and Boy Meets World on the big screen. What's not to love about that? That was so sweet of them. That meant a lot.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff. What's something you spend a surprising amount of time thinking about?
Video games.
Do you spend a lot
Okay, here's the thing. I spend more time thinking about it than I should. And it's because I just came to the realization, tried to tell Janet about it. She's not buying it. That the reason I'm so into The Walking Dead right now, the video game, which is an older game. I just started replaying it, but I'm all the way through the final season now, is that it's better than any TV show I've watched on television because I get to decide how the show goes. Yeah.
It's a choose your own adventure.
They have done such a good job with the storyline that I literally do. There are times as we're going to bed, I'm thinking, wow, I wonder how they're going to handle, the walkers coming through that hole. I mean, I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy.
No, I'm sure a lot of people spend a lot of time thinking about video games when they're not playing them. Strategies.
Right. And even some of the games you just said, strategies. Even some of the games on my phone are a lot of mental thought, games. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, if I move that there and this there, then that'll open up. So yeah, more than I should. And I'm even embarrassed to admit now. Wow. Thank you for that.
What percentage of your day do you think is taken up by thoughts of video games?
Oh, I wouldn't say much. Maybe 10, 15, no more than 15.
Okay, but that's still a large amount of your day a hobby.
For a hobby. What is yours? Something like, saving the world, I'm sure. Something so much better.
No, I think you spend a lot of time on this too, though. Just planning my day.
Yes.
I spend a lot of time down to these are the days I can shower. I can tell you when I'm going to shower throughout the week on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I've already figured out how that's going to fit into my schedule correctly. If you really delve down into the depths of my brain, I have planned for a lot of contingencies for a lot of different things all the time. Every plan that I make is okay, but if that doesn't work here, we'll do this. And then, I can make that work over here. My brain is just constantly figuring out solutions to make things more efficient. So I guess I spend too much time thinking about the most efficient way to get things done because people are just going to mess with your efficiency. And then that gets really annoying to me because people are inconvenient. I'm like, but I had this all planned out, which is why I have plan B, plan C, plan D, just in case something pops up.
You're absolutely right, because that's one of the reasons that the whole time thing is such a thing with me is you plan it down to, for me, and I shouldn't, to the second. I can do this, I can do this, I can get to this. And once you have that, oh, I'm 15 minutes late. Now my whole day's messed up.
Yes. Mine's not a second, but 15 on certain days could throw off the entire rest of the day. And now I have to re-rack everything.
Great. Now you're going to have me thinking about that instead of video games.
Well, I know that you think about it a lot because you procrastinate on everything. But I do too, because if it's already done, then, okay, it builds more time.
Thank you.
Okay, that they are running 15 minutes late. What can I do in this 15 minutes
Right.
that's going to give me that 15 minutes back later that I planned on? It's so stressful in our brains. I think that is part of the reason why we probably work well together, because we both work that way.
yeah.
So we have, we're thinking about things at the end of the show at about 5 a.m.
Yes.
So we've got it set up and ready to go
Yeah.
hours before we need it. But I don't know. Should we chill out?
Maybe we should.
Maybe we should just calm down a little bit. Maybe I need to play some more video games or something.
Hey,
Just
there
take
you
a
go.
chill
Play some
pill.
more video games. Then you and I can discuss Clementine.
You can't say we're not efficient, though. Right?
Let me try. No, we can't.
Nope. Wouldn't say it about us. Okay, I think that's it. Jeff.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Thanks for doing your homework.
Yeah. I'm glad.
I'll try to do better next week.
Be nice.